Hi there, it's Vanessa from Cove, and you're listening to the 61st edition of The Networker. This week, we're diving into the quiet power behind great relationships. The ones that don't make headlines, but shape careers, shift perceptions, and stand the test of time. We'll look at why hot yoga is replacing cocktail hour in executive circles, how asking the wrong question can instantly turn people off, and why intentional networking matters more than ever in tech. We'll explore the deeper value of mentorship, rethink how we use LinkedIn, and understand why most of us are slowly drifting from the people who once mattered. Then we'll look at a surprising career tax of having too many connections, and close with a book and a podcast that help us lead from the inside out. So let's begin in the most unexpected place for business networking, a hot yoga studio. Turns out sweat can be surprisingly social. Across major cities, professionals are ditching stuffy mixers for 40-degree yoga sessions before sunrise. Instructors report execs showing up at 5:30 a.m., not just for fitness, but for mental clarity and genuine connection. Without phones or small talk, teams bond over shared effort, and meetings are being replaced by mats. It's not just a wellness trend, it's a cultural reset. Less pressure, more presence. And in a world where business relationships can feel forced, there's something refreshing about camaraderie born from challenge, not agenda. Now let's talk about the kind of question that can derail that connection before it begins. You've probably asked it and been asked 1,000 times. So what do? According to Vanessa Van Edwards, a body language expert and best-selling author, that question is more loaded than it seems. On the surface, it's a polite opener. Underneath, it can feel transactional, like someone's value is being weighed against their job title. Instead, she suggests a gentler invitation. Working on anything exciting these days? It gives people space to share what matters most to them, work-related or not. And when you follow up weeks later with a thoughtful, "Hey, how did that go?" You're not just making conversation, you're building trust. It's a reminder that the right connection often starts with the right question. That idea, intentional outreach, is at the heart of how Google engineer Aishna Doshi launched her career. She didn't send mass applications or angle for referrals. She reached out with curiosity. She found people with shared backgrounds, admired their journey, and asked meaningful questions. The relationships that came from that approach weren't quick wins. They were long-term bridges. And when she did land internships, she became the go-to person on her team. Not by knowing everything, but by asking better questions, showing progress, and solving problems with humility and heart. It's not about being perfect. It's about being remembered for how you made others feel. Useful, seen, supported. That principle also drives the power of mentorship, something many of us underestimate. Good mentors don't just teach skills. They offer perspective in moments that count. Whether it's navigating a tricky decision or reframing failure as growth, a mentor can be a sounding board, a guide, and sometimes a lifeline. But it's not just the mentee who grows. Mentors gain too. A renewed sense of purpose, a window into the next generation, and a reminder of how far they've come. Over time, that cycle, mentee becomes mentor, builds cultures where curiosity thrives and knowledge flows. It's less about hierarchy and more about human connection. So let's shift gears to a tool many use but few master, LinkedIn. It's easy to treat your profile like a digital resume, but experts say that approach misses the point. Your headline isn't just your job title. It's your 220-character handshake. Your About section shouldn't sound like a press release. It should feel like a conversation. And your banner? That's not wasted space. It's your personal billboard. More than anything, LinkedIn is about making it easy for people to reach out, understand what you're about, and want to keep talking. That means engaging, not broadcasting, commenting thoughtfully, reconnecting with purpose, and updating your profile even when you're not job hunting. Because the best time to show up is before you need something. But even the best networks fade if we don't tend them. That's the focus of a quiet but powerful insight from Cove. The truth is, most of us don't mean to lose touch. We just do. Work piles up, life moves fast, and relationships like fruit left too long in the fridge start to rot from neglect. Especially in a world of remote work where spontaneous chats and hallway hellos have disappeared, we need to be more deliberate. A quick message, a shared article, a note saying, "I thought of you." Those small touches matter. They say, I still value this. And over time, they're what keep the bond warm. Ironically, though, having a massive network can carry its own hidden cost. That's what Ruth Umo explores in her thought provoking piece on the career tax of being hyper connected. Especially for women and people of color, being the connector often means carrying extra weight, mentoring others, making introductions, managing requests, power, with little recognition or reward. It's a silent labor, often unpaid, that eats into time, energy, and mental bandwidth. And it raises a question: how do we balance generosity with boundaries? The answer may lie in clarity, knowing when to give, when to step back, and when to ask for support in return. Now, let's close this week with two recommendations that invite reflection and inner alignment. Our book of the week is Do What You Are. It's a career guide rooted in personality type, helping you find work that doesn't just pay the bills, but feels like an extension of who you are. For anyone at a crossroads or simply seeking more meaning in their path, it offers both insight and direction. Now, on to our podcast episode of the week is Leading from the Inside Out, hosted by McKinsey's Roberta Fusaro. In conversation with senior partners Ramesh Srinivasan and Hans-Werner Kaas, it explores why self-awareness is the cornerstone of great leadership. The most trusted leaders aren't just decisive, they're grounded. They know who they are, and that clarity shapes every move they make. That's it for the 61st edition of The Networker. If there's one thread that connects everything we've covered, it's this: relationships aren't built in the big moments. They're built in the quiet ones. A check-in, a thoughtful question, a little effort over time. And whether you're stretching at sunrise, writing your about section, or helping someone just starting out, the real impact comes from being intentional. Show up for people, and you might be surprised by who shows up for you. And don't forget, there's more to explore in your inbox with the full email edition of The Networker waiting for you there. See you soon.